All the time. I will cast Brace.
I'll keep it.
Sure. I'll keep.
Saga, true?
Sure.
Okay. Not exactly an Esper start that we were expecting, but Urza's Saga into Retrofitter Foundry. We haven't seen Retrofitter in quite a while. Audrey on the right with Esper, and on the left joining us is Bobby on Maverick. Wooded Foothills getting cracked here.
All right.
Elvish Reclaimer to start the game.
I already messed it up, so I forgot that this is not an issue.
Pretty good.
So Urza Saga has ticked up to 2. Flooded Strand, and then removing the Reclaimer. Okay?
I'll draw.
Oh, okay.
I'll waste none to Saga.
I'll cycle Lorien Reveal for an island.
Okay.
And
Okay, so a Wasteland on Urza Saga gets responded to. There's a lot of shortcutting happening here. And oh boy. All right, some accidental reveals, but Lorien revealed gets island cycled using the mana from Urza Saga, finding a basic island. Kirpt, thank you for the sub with Prime. Appreciate that.
draw.
Elvish Reclaimer removed. Bobby doing Maverick things so far. Play a creature, waste a land. Staff of the Storyteller. Okay.
3 cards.
3 pieces.
Audrey so far playing. Ooh, Retrofitter Foundry was Commander 2019? Staff of the Storyteller from Phyrexia All Will Be One Commander? Do I have those right? Can someone check? Do I have every Magic card memorized? I don't know. I'm nervous at the results.
Yeah.
But if you don't know the answer, you should, because this stuff is going to be on the final exam. Here's Hushbringer.
Creatures until the battlefield die and which stops my thing. I guess that's fine.
Yep.
Retrofitter was Commander 2018. Wait, what did I say? Did I say 19? I guess I said 19. I don't even remember what I said now. Someone rewind it.
Sure.
Another Urza Saga for Audrey. It will get its chapter 1.
I'll draw.
Okay. Maybe I said the right answer. Maybe I didn't.
I'll play Spirit of the Labyrinth.
Spirit of the Labyrinth. Okay. Okay.
You can draw more than 1 per turn, so it's Narset. Narset. Force pitch force.
Okay. It gets force, pitching force. Spirit of the Labyrinth is countered. This Wasteland may get fired off. It will.
I'll make a token.
Sure.
Okay. Sounds like Audrey is making a servo. There's the servo.
No, trigger.
It won't trigger because this
It's like I remember the trigger, then I remember it. It's not trigger. Yeah.
I'll attack for 1.
Ouch.
20. Go.
I like it as well. This card's the card has so much stuff.
Well, if you have the...
I don't know. It sounds like Audrey does not have all the Magic cards memorized, and that's something we're going to be looking at. Brainstorm for Audrey. Audrey with Commander deck cards, Retrofitter, and Staff of the Storyteller, talking about a standard card. Hushbringer is not well known enough. Did someone just cough?
2.
Beginning combat.
God.
It's a 7/7. It doesn't get battlefield trigger. Oh, it's visual. So I think it's 7.
Soul Guide Lantern and
Okay, Soul Guide Lantern comes in. It will exile a Wasteland. Audrey will pass the turn. I don't think that was supposed to happen. What does Hushbringer's text say?
It's 2/1/0. So for 1, I can sack this and make a 1/1 flyer.
Oh, it's just creatures. Okay. What's the other card that says creatures and artifact? I don't know. Whatever. Oh, I'm thinking a Doorkeeper. Okay. Gotta have every card memorized, everybody. Okay, Calamity has all the MTG cards memorized.
Yep. 16, 19.
All right, Lifelink Hushbringer comes in. Here's a Once Upon a Time.
You get 5 points in hand? Pass the turn.
Okay, Knight of the Reliquary. And that'll be in hand. It was found by Once Upon a Time. End step, we're going to convert that servo into a Thopter using Retrofitter Foundry. Also fetching with Flooded Strand. Scrubland. All right, we've completed Esper. So Audrey now has access to black mana. We're still not sure yet why. This deck is interesting. Wooded Foothills getting cracked here for Bobby. What should this deck be called on the right? Does anyone have anything they want to suggest for that? Okay, Swords of Plowshares on the Thopter, it looks like happened here. Passing the turn back to Audrey. Has just a 1/1 Spirit. Esper tokens, I think I agree with. Very cool deck. Okay, Soul Guy Lantern gets popped just to draw a card. Spirit will attack.
Regards also. Regards.
Yep.
Five.
I take 2.
Neither Reliquary on the board for Bobby. End step, Audrey will make a servo.
Take 4. Actually, you have. Oh, yeah, my bad.
Did we miss the Staff of the Storyteller trigger there then? Or did I just, I don't know. Did they cycle through it? All right, Swords of Plowshares targeting the Knight. Cracking a Wooded Foothills in response, or Windswept Heath, I should say. Oh, okay, the Hushbringer stops the trigger. That's true. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Lush Portico, Surveil. This is in response to a swords. This is in response to a swords on the Knight of the Reliquary. Caracas gets dumped, and it looks like gaining 7 life now is Bobby heading up to 24.
Because I need 3 mana.
I'll draw.
Yeah, we need to have more trust in Audrey probably.
No, because you had the illusionist coming up in your hands. So
Does Audrey have every Magic card memorized? That's the question we should really be asking ourselves.
the additional one. Yeah. No,
It's really hard to beat.
And if not, why? Why not? Is Audrey busy?
Because you had double days.
Does Audrey want to be the next champion?
1099 and then
Here's Elvish Reclaimer. Getting forced, pitching Tameo. All right, Tameo thrown into exile. Elvish Reclaimer is countered. Elvish Reclaimer. So, I more or less know all the cards in Bobby's deck because I played against Bobby, and Bobby and I have discussed this deck quite a bit. Both of us are Maverick gaming these days. But Elvish Reclaimer tells you that there's a possibility of Merit Liege. Hushbringer gets saved by a Swords. So the Spirit and the Thopter are gone. Staff of the Storyteller looking sad with the Hushbringer on the table, which I forgot about for a moment. Meticulous Archive, Serval. Audrey deleting family memories to fit more Magic cards. Yeah. You know what? That's what all of you should do.
Keep it on top.
Sure.
Magic is the most important thing. To an extreme. Robert says I don't have any family memories left. Yeah. Just pack your brain with Magic information. We were chatting with some of the we were chatting at the shop, some of our friends, and someone was talking about the APAC basics from the 90s or early 2000s, wherever it was. And I pointed out, yeah, there was a red pack and a blue pack of APAC basics. And then I'm kind of joking and thinking to myself, like, why do I know this? Why do I know that there were two different color packs of APAC lands? And I don't even own any.
Draw.
Oh, I'm drawing cards now. Go ahead.
All right, Audrey, you're drawing cards now. Hushbringer is gone. That is a Thopter on the battlefield for Audrey. We'll see if it gets upgraded to a 4/4 construct at some point. Two Bowmasters in Audrey's hand. Very interesting.
Yeah, usually for
Looks like Bobby's running out of gas.
I'm not the owner of any higher.
I'll be blown away if your Grace is better than is it.
Oh, you got four.
But the chain lightning speaks to me that you're on is it.
As most of you know watching, the only way to beat a Bowmaster is to have your own Bowmaster. So once Audrey can cast these Bowmasters, he wins the game, you know.
I'm gonna play.
4-3.
There's just no chance that Bobby will be able to come back. All right, so Green Sun Zenith, X is 3. Bobby's just straight up Celestia, so no Grist, no other black cards.
Because I'm not yet.
No red cards. No Nadu. X is 3 on Zenith. What are we looking for? What's the best thing to get here? It might just be a knight. Is there something? I mean, you could get Collector Roof here. Okay, just getting a knight. All right. 6 lands in the graveyard.
Oh, I'm gonna sit around.
I think for my favorite decks to justify like one but any more than that.
I would have been tempted to find Collector Roof, given the current board. Bobby went for the knight. We'll see how it works out, I guess. Polluted Delta gets cracked. I mean, we know this because we saw Audrey's hand. The knight is going to be hard to beat on a power toughness, but Audrey's going to be able to draw a bunch of cards, potentially, with this Staff of the Storyteller.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of can. I mean, I still think there is like some.
What is Bobby going to do with this knight?
A lot of stuff going on, but
I got something else.
yeah. Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's possible that knight may be overwhelmed by the tokens. Twitch chat not convinced the knight was the best move, maybe. We'll see. Pachukabog exiles Audrey's graveyard. I'm not sure Audrey really cares about that. There's a Flagstones of Trocaire. Cannot sack it to the knight. End step Bowmaster. Make a token. Trigger the Storyteller. The second Bowmaster won't be making a token, though. Just amasses. Unless this Orc army dies. Okay, converts the Thopter into a 4/4 construct. That's the 4/4 construct token, the correct token.
Island.
17. 16.
Drawing off Staff of the Storyteller now.
Nail that.
Good timing.
Hey, I haven't survived yet.
Okay, Tamio.
It's on the
Whatever.
I made for Chalice. That's why I'm not playing Brainstorm.
Sacrifice of planes.
Okay, sacking a plane to the knight. The knight now has 7 lands in the graveyard. What does Bobby want here? Calamity wondering, is having the right tokens a rite of passage to being a legacy player? You know what? It isn't, but it should be. It should be. Someone should tweet about that. The Magic players on X will react really well.
Oh, waste the white.
Okay, so a Wasteland and then going after Meticulous Archives. In response, Audrey is going to make a servo, it looks like.
You know, Memory's Journey, your...
There's the servo once again. Audrey showing all the correct tokens so far. Sort of.
Ponder
It just shuffles Steve back
shuffles
into
him
my
back to
deck.
the deck, yeah.
Elvish Reclaimer. Okay.
It just says target player shuffles up to 3. It
Yeah.
doesn't say you get to pick.
3 target cards.
Oh, it says 3 target
Yeah,
cards.
yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Go.
I always miss that.
1, 2, 3, and the fourth is here. Almost. How much?
Okay, passing back to Audrey. Staff of the Storyteller has a counter on it.
Playing.
Yeah, this is where we're at. That's turn.
I never knew the staff deck ran so many basics.
Yeah. Attack trigger.
Sure.
Okay, Tamio. Make a clue. Crazy wondering, is this the EDH? It could be. Pastina in the chat.
Purple.
God, what an awful draw.
What was that? Oh, the clue. Okay.
So tell me.
Sure.
Okay, Tamio will flip into the Inquisitive Scholar. It will plus to 4 loyalty. Pass the turn. Knight doesn't sack anything on end step. Eight lands in the graveyard now for Bobby.
Cards in your hand.
Attacking with a Knight of the Reliquary. So it is being chump black by a servo. That servo will convert itself into a Thopter, putting a token, putting a counter on Staff of the Storyteller, and then another Reclaimer. Force pitching Tamio. Audrey pointing out this deck doesn't win fast. Yeah, it looks like that is true. Thopter attacks, gets into damage.
I'll draw.
You got it.
Pass.
Monka has arrived in the chat. What's up, Monka T? Say hello to Monka in the chat, please, everybody. If you see someone with a founder badge in the chat, make sure you say hello. Okay, Night of the Reliquary gets blocked.
I'll make a servo on top.
Retrofitter Foundry, gonna make a servo, then turning into a Thopter. Put 2 counters on Staff of the Storyteller, and Audrey now has 2 Thopters.
Plus on the top.
Okay.
Tamio up to 8 loyalty now.
Hold in the 4.
Big butt.
Big boy.
It's gonna be really difficult for Bobby to break through here. It looks like Tamio is gonna get to ultimate. Attacking with 2 Thopters. Bobby drops to... Okay. One of them is getting ninjutsu'd into Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. So the damage math changes. Bobby drops to 19. And Audrey now has a second Planeswalker.
-2, I'll put 2 stun counters.
Stun counters.
Yeah.
And step.
Follow the
End step Scrib Ranger. Okay, that could get interesting with the Knight. Bowmaster comes in though and targets it. Does Bobby have a Sajiri step or something to save it? Talon Gates of Madara. The Knight has been stunned by the Kaido. So a little awkward here. Bobby tried to untap it, but instead just removed a counter. The Scrib Ranger will phase out. Bowmaster will not amass. Its target is no longer exists.
It is your turn.
You know, you do, unless there's a trigger.
Removing the last stun counter from the Knight.
Like it can't
I'll draw.
stop you forever. So you do have forever.
What does stun counters do?
What was that?
It is, you got Lush Port.
Oh yeah,
Lush Portico was retrieved by the Scrib Ranger earlier. Lush Portico will be played again. Surveil.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
Outland Liberator or Collector Roof could help Bobby quite a bit in this game, but haven't seen those cards. Thalia dumped into the graveyard, not super effective right now. Yeah, I know what a stun counter does, unlike a lot of Legacy players.
Response to the stun. We'll go to 5. So, yeah. Yeah, 14. I was at 19. So
Looks like an attack with the Knight. There are 9 lands in the graveyard. Tamio has 8 loyalty.
pitch.
Tamio.
Attacking Tamio. Bowmaster will block. It will die in combat. Pluto Delta getting cracked here for Audrey. Making another servo. That'll put another counter on the staff, which now has 4 counters on it.
Cards.
4 story counters on the staff of the Storyteller.
half. So 12.
All right, passing back to Audrey, who untaps. It looks like Bobby's going to scoop it up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, do you want to do something second?
No, no.
Is it this?
So game 1 goes to Esper. Audrey up a game.
When you said, you're like, oh, you're probably not Grixis. Yeah. I'm saying, like, I don't think Grixis is very good just because of the existence of the mentality. It'll be fine here because there's not nobody plays it. Yeah, no, I would not play Grixis.
Audrey in the chat pointing out that they counted 25 cards in the deck, and we're thinking about not ultimating Tamio.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna
That game went really long. It's unclear to me how the game would have gone from that point, but probably Audrey would have won. Bobby needed a collector roof. Or a rampaging Yao Guai, something.
Sure. I'll try it.
Okay, Windswept Heath, Elvish Reclaimer. We're underway for game 2. Prismatic Ending, targeting the Reclaimer. Unlikely Bobby will be forced of willing that. Elvish Reclaimer is gone.
Because you're going to be able to get around it anyway, so it's a speed bump. It doesn't actually do anything.
Oh,
How is that card against
this one card.
the oops stats? Like in theory, it makes sense.
It's okay. It's definitely okay. Right? But they haven't.
Okay, passing back to Audrey. Passing back to Bobby, actually. Windswept Heath gets cracked.
Bobbles out, which is like its biggest predator.
Vaccine bubble?
Yeah, and the other. Getting all the NDFC lands.
Yeah, it's like an insane ball.
The other.
Basic Plains. Spirit of the Labyrinth. Not too bad.
That's always the thing. No. That card is super cool. Yeah, yeah. That was a tech when Doomsday was playing.
Retrofitter Foundry. Wasteland, targeting there is a Saga. Pretty good. Attacking with the Spirit. Outland Liberator, not too bad. It has become day. All right, looking not too bad for Bobby here in game 2. Has the Spirit, has the Liberator, wasted a Saga. It becomes night. Audrey's in trouble.
If you get rid of the Thassa win, now we have a 2-turn clock. Can you beat that?
Whenever Frenzied Trapbreaker attacks, that's the backside of Outland Liberator. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, so this Retrofitter Foundry is in some danger. Mother of Runes. Pretty good. Pretty good. Attacking and blowing up the Retrofitter Foundry. Audrey's going to make a servo in response, and that could potentially be blocking Spirit of the Labyrinth, which is not the best for Bobby here. Not sure we wanted to lose the Spirit in combat. Okay, it's getting swords. Okay, it should definitely have been swords before blocks. Okay. A little bit of a misstep by Bobby here, missing out on 3 damage. Swords on that servo before damage would have been a lot better. Now it becomes day.
Toxic Deluge for 2?
Toxic Deluge X is 2.
Because it's like, it defines that force so well it's necessary.
Alright, board wipe. Bad news for Bobby.
You don't want them to be the best.
Yeah.
Without such little checks.
It was looking really good for Bobby for a moment there. Noble Hierarch, the lone creature on the board now. And Audrey's going to have a chance here to go off a bit, maybe. Ponder to start after the Spirit of the Labyrinth is gone. Now safe to cantrip.
Already on 4 sagas.
Okay. No, I mean like the mana base can support it. Oh well, I guess you don't have any double color cards.
Yeah, the mana is supported to a certain extent. There's a bit of like strange pips, but for the most part.
Yeah, now staff of the Storyteller. So Audrey's starting to get the engine going after the Toxic Deluge wiped the board of Hate Bear creatures. I'm hoping that this game doesn't end with Audrey at 2 life or something. There's a Wasteland, nothing to hit with it. Staff of the Storyteller gets activated.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm, free, ready to go.
I mean, I'm not a hypocrite for playing a blue purple deck. But I hate playing against a job.
Been playing these Maverick decks for a while. If you've been watching our streams, you're aware I've been playing a deck similar to Bobby's. Also a Zenith deck. Mine is Abzan. White, black, green. And board wipes like Supreme Verdict, Terminus, Toxic Deluge. They're tough. They're tough to beat.
On top of all the other reasons, top can never be on.
Get all your little hate bearers on the battlefield. You start trying to, you know, deal some damage, and the board wipes hurt. Wrath of the Sky is another one. Soul Guy Lantern. Okay, so Audrey apparently did take 5 damage from the attack earlier. Maybe I missed that. Fair enough. I thought I heard Bobby saying, well, you blocked Spirit of the Labyrinth, so you take 2, but all right, whatever. Also, Frenzy Trapbreaker has 3 power. I don't know what happened. It should have been 6 damage coming in. Right?
Plane cycle time.
All right, Plane Cycling Timeless Dragon.
This to my hand.
Okay.
Sounds like it's getting eternalized. Remember the eternalized mechanic? Wow, that one was a mistake.
So the trigger goes, he ignores it.
All right, so the token placed in the center of the table is a Timeless Dragon Eternal. Wasteland on the Tundra, not super important. Eternalize was a good mechanic? Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. I'll draw.
Thank you, Double Time Judge.
Just to be super clear and to explain the joke is that every set and every mechanic was a mistake. That's the joke, everybody.
When was the last time you played that deck?
Oh, I just did League within a couple days ago. But I did a version that had Wastelands in the main, and I had 2 Crucibles.
Like the Tempest set. What were they thinking?
And that one had Wastelands and Crucibles.
Pithing Needle, naming Caracas. Okay. And then Tameo, which is a legendary creature. And Caracas cannot do anything about it.
Yes. 2 spells. Yep. You have more? I don't have a renegade.
Ramanop Excavator. Okay. Soul Guy Lantern in response getting activated. So Ramanop will not be able to play anything from the graveyard this turn, possibly.
Because once again, sewing Max Bond just fucking wrecks your shit. Enforceable is bad.
Is time memory, is that good?
No, I mean, I think it's not memory in the deck, but it's like, it's hard to be holding open all this blue. Like, I can maybe hold open.
Yeah, every card is a mistake, as Chili in the chat points out.
You get investigate.
Unload your hand, and then.
Tameo makes a clue using the investigate mechanic. Oh boy. Lorien revealed. It's going to resolve. Tameo turns into a planeswalker.
On turn 3 is
Yeah, Universes Beyond Trash Arabian Nights was a big mistake. I agree.
on turn 3. Somehow, because like with all these decks. Because like, they're
Wizards just continues to let me down.
that I just lost it.
Tap Cameo.
When's the next ban list? March?
Okay, Tameo will get protected by a chump blocking spirit. Ramanop Excavator will not be able to hit it for 2. There was an exalted trigger in there. Green Sun Zenith X is 2. Okay. Okay.
I think it's more like just like
Fetching response.
No, it's not.
Fetching in response. Yeah, banding was definitely a mistake.
I'm gonna play Wizards next time.
hey, that's your ticket for the week. Right, your
Canine Curator. Okay, okay, okay. It could potentially be a 7/7 Trampler. This Zenith for 2 didn't find Collect a Roof, which is interesting. Yeah, Bushido was a mistake. I agree. Aurelia getting really dark in the chat.
Look at him right here.
I'll eat the...
I was on the Blue Black Oculus.
Oh, that deck was cool.
That deck was really fun.
With Thought Skyward Under.
Yeah, that deck was really fun.
Oh, here.
And you get to play with
That's land and enchantment, right?
Yeah, all right. So figuring out how to grow this curator as soon as possible. Exiling an Urza Saga counts for 2 types, enchantment and land. Exiling a Retrofitter Foundry, that's 3 types now. Should be pretty good, pretty easy, I should say, to grow the Keen-Eyed Curator. Toxic Deluge getting cast, though, after returning it with Tameo. And that is the match. Double Toxic Deluge. Really hard to beat. Audrey gets it. GG's. GG's.